Alright, let's talk about something that sounds complicated, but is actually pretty cool once you get it. GCC Bootstrapping. So, what does bootstrapping really mean when we're talking about building GCC, the GNU compiler collection, from source? When I run make to build GCC from source, by default, it goes through a three-stage process called bootstrapping. Let's break down these stages, step by step. Stage 1. I start with an existing compiler on my system. Maybe it's an old version of GCC, maybe it's CLang, or even the compiler that came with my operating system. This compiler is used to build a first version of GCC from the source code. This first version is kind of like a rough draft. Stage 2. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I take that freshly built GCC, my rough draft, and use it to recompile the GCC source code all over again. I want to make sure GCC can actually compile itself. This is what's called a self-hosting compiler. If it can't build itself, there's a problem. Stage 3. I'm not done yet. I take the GCC I just built in stage 2 and use it one more time to rebuild GCC. Now, I compare the output from stage 2 and stage 3. If everything matches, apart from small stuff like timestamps, great. If there's a difference, I know something's off and needs fixing. So, why go through all this trouble? First, it's a correctness check. Second, it's about optimization. And finally, it's about trust. Now, in practice, when I run make in a GCC build directory, this whole three-stage bootstrapping happens automatically. I could turn it off with a special option, but unless I'm debugging or cross-compiling, it's best to let it run. Sure, it takes longer. GCC is basically building itself 3 times. But the end result, a compiler I can trust. So, next time you're building GCC and wondering why it's taking a while, remember? It's just making sure it's as reliable and optimized as possible. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SoftTech Explorer. See you in the next one.